Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Tesla weekly video for today. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend so far. So as always, we've got plenty of numbers to go through, lots of numbers from the month of May, from Europe and from China. Then I want to touch on a couple of other topics as well. Then at the end of the video, with regards to the switch in maybe political views with regards to EVs, there is something we need to touch on. So first things first, hit all the buttons, like, subscribe, notification bell, do all of that. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. So starting off with the Tesla China weekly insured numbers, that came in at 15,000. Some reports say that it's 15,200. Let's stay with 15,000. Still some good momentum in this quarter, especially quarter over quarter, but year over year, we're still down, I think, around 3% or so, but we're making some progress. There's still a couple of weeks left for Q2. Maybe we can achieve something special. With regards to the model mix, unlike previous times, we're now at 35% Model 3s and 65% Model Ys. I think right now we're getting maybe more and more positive feedback of the Model 3, the Model 3 refresh in China, so more and more people will likely switch to the newer Model 3. If we look at Tesla Giga Shanghai wholesale by month and quarter, the number came in at 72,573. And here you can clearly see this quarter, first month was really not a good one, was lower than Q1, but second month we picked up the pace. And now let's see what happens in the third month, if we can truly finish above that and maybe even challenge Q4, although don't get your hopes up. And so as you can see, Q2 first month, really slow month. Second month of the quarter was much better than Q1. Although if you compare it year over year, we are still down. There's still a couple of weeks left for the third month. So let's see what happens there. Let's try and end on a positive note. Now moving to Europe, or in this case, the United Kingdom, we've had 3,152 Tesla sales for the month of May. Year over year, as you can clearly see, we are down. April was a quite weak month and May was also a weak month compared to last year. If we look at another big market for Tesla, well, not that big anymore, because for May, only 1,896 Tesla sales. We can clearly see year over year comparisons here. Last year, a pretty strong year, lots of incentives. This year, no incentives. Lots of propaganda against BEVs, Tesla specifically as well. So this is the result you're getting. Of course, it's also an export hub. Berlin, just because you have a factory there, does not necessarily mean that you will see these numbers increase quite a lot. No, they export it to other countries, which is why you can see that the year over year comparisons for the big countries, Germany, UK, France, Germany is down 41%, UK down 13%, France down 16%. But then you have countries like Netherlands and Belgium, those are up over 50% year over year. Norway is also down 49%, but then you've got Spain that is up 57%. So it's a bit of a mixed year. Stronger countries or bigger countries had a pretty good year last year. Now they're getting hit, whereas the smaller ones are picking up the pace a little bit. But overall, we are still 13% lower than where we were last year. But now, if we look at the United States, there was a nice Bloomberg article that came out. So Tesla, Hyundai, Kia, and GM now offer EVs with more than 300 miles of range for less than the cost of the average new vehicle sold in the United States, as you can see on the left here. And also, what's also good for the consumer is that previously you basically only had, right, Tesla with some models, then Ford, but now 2024, the consumer has a lot of choice. You can choose from various cars, various models, various companies. The more choice, the better, in my opinion, the better it will be for the major adoption. Because imagine it would only be Tesla and Ford. I think people would be sick and tired of seeing the same vehicle over and over and over again, which might be why there might be a Tesla fatigue going on, because you only have, right, the Model S, X, Y, and 3. Yes, there are some refreshes, but still, it's always the same model. Then moving on to some fact checking. So there was an article that came out that said Elon Musk ordered Nvidia to ship thousands of AI chips reserved for Tesla to X and XAI. To which Elon Musk answered on X, Tesla had no place to send the Nvidia chips to turn them on, so they would have just sat in a warehouse. The south extension of Giga Texas is almost complete. This will house 50,000 H100s for FSD training. Just basically a switch of scheduling and timing. The chips that were supposed to come to Tesla went to X and XAI, and those that were supposed to go to X and XAI a bit later on went to Tesla eventually. Makes total sense. Elon Musk also shared a little bit more information with regards to AI spending. So of the roughly $10 billion in AI related expenditures, I said Tesla would make this year about half is internal, primarily the Tesla designed AI inference computer and sensors present in all of our cars, plus Dojo. For building the AI training superclusters, Nvidia hardware is about 2/3 of the cost. My current best guess for Nvidia purchases by Tesla are between $3 to $4 billion this year. Great news, of course, for Nvidia stock shareholders. Now, of course, everybody has been talking about AI investments, AI this, AI that, but truly how many companies have created something extraordinary, useful with regards to all the AI spending right now? Most of us are talking about, oh, nice chatbot here, nice image generation there, video generative things, copycats, deepfakes, whatever. But the real value will come from companies like Tesla, like Amazon, like plenty of other companies out there as well, that actually use the power of AI, use all of these GPUs to actually create something extraordinary. Imagine FSD actually working on a large scale in multiple countries. Imagine robots, right? Imagine Optimus actually working on a large scale. That's what all these investments are about, in my opinion. And in my opinion, Tesla is one of the best positioned companies to benefit from all of that. Of course, Nvidia being the other, since they make the chips. So yeah, you have to buy the chips from somewhere. Also, by the way, non-Tesla related, but I've never heard or barely heard of people tweeting or saying, yeah, we're waiting for 10,000 GPUs coming from AMD MI3000 or Gaudi 3 or Gaudi 2, which says a lot about the demand for Nvidia and the lack of demand for the other alternatives. Now, of course, I have to say, we don't have to jump the gun and say, oh, FSD is here, Optimus is here, this robotaxi, that. No, I don't know. I think we have to be patient. I think I've seen each and every day people commenting when FSD 12.4, when version 13, when this, when that. Give them time, let them cook, let them work. They will come out with these versions, with these software updates, with new models, new announcements in due time. Next week, we have a pretty big meeting, the shareholder meeting, 2 votes. If you haven't voted yet, you still have time, I believe, until Monday or something like that. So go vote, it's a pretty big deal. Then in August, the August 8th event. Honestly, I've talked with someone, podcast coming live on Sunday on their channel. You just have to wait. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Hopefully we see a working prototype, not like a mannequin walking in a robot costume, but a working prototype of maybe a robotaxi app and maybe already a concept of the robotaxi vehicle plus the so-called Model 2. Could be very interesting. I think we're going to see a positive reaction with regards to Tesla. I don't think it's going to go as fast as Nvidia's performance, right? Because with Nvidia, I mean, they doubled their revenues in basically a quarter or so. With Tesla, since it's still selling cars, yes, there is energy, but overall, it's still about selling cars. I don't think you're going to see that, we call it V-shaped recovery in the stock and in the business, but you're going to see overall the same effect that happened when Nvidia was at $16 or so, when there was that lack in demand of GPUs, and then suddenly ChatGPT came out and all the AI spending started to boom. I think you could see something like that with regards to sentiment, but for Tesla. Just my opinion, can be completely wrong. Now, later this year, there is, I think, a small election going on in the United States, something like that. So I've been seeing a lot of comments saying, oh, if Trump gets elected, then EVs are screwed because he doesn't like EVs, he's going to take away all the incentives, etc., etc. By the way, Elon Musk is not against taking away the incentives, but he said if you take away the incentives for EVs, you also have to take the incentives away for all the gas companies, right? If you want to level the playing field. And of course, you still have to have the choice. The choice should be in the customer's hands. You do not have to be forced to buy an EV. You do not have to be forced to sell your gas car just because there's now a mandate, oh, stop using your ICE vehicle, you have to buy an EV. Doesn't make any sense. It also forces people to think negatively on EVs. And so, watch this short clip of Donald Trump.
I'm a big fan of electric cars. I'm a fan of Elon. I like Elon, but you know, I like him. And I think a lot of people are going to want to buy electric cars. But if you want to buy a different type of car, you have to have a choice.
Of course, this is just a clip. He also talked about the range of EVs. You have to stop 6 times when it's regards to trucking. That's also not necessarily true. EVs, as we've seen, right, they go quite far. And on average, not that many people need to go quite far each and every day. So there are still some, let's say, positives and negatives of these types of speeches, but overall, no, I don't think that if Donald Trump becomes president, it's going to destroy the demand for EVs or the EV industry. One thing is certain is that he does not want to lose the leading spot when it comes to EVs or even the battery energy storage industry. You've got Tesla, he admires Tesla and Elon Musk, and is going to make sure that Tesla keeps on winning because the United States will keep on winning as well. And so looking at the graph right now, it's been 3 straight weeks where the stock has stayed over the 20 and the 50-day moving average. Really not that much movement, in my opinion, very, very low volume because we're all waiting for that shareholder meeting, shareholder vote. Then this second circle-ish is the next earnings report, followed by the 8/8 event. Right now, this is basically the stock preparing itself for a big move up or a move down. If we zoom out, we're still here in between that downtrend and that higher lows. It's going to be an interesting week, an interesting coming days for Tesla. I think I'm going to do a live stream on Thursday, whether alone or with some other channels, remains to be seen. But overall, that's about it for me in this video. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.